Okay, I think.
Thanks for waking up early.
Yeah, thank you so much, Juan. Yeah, I think we can start with a round of intentions and distractions. My intentions for the call are mostly to review the draft Ivy created on the audit proposal. That I read it before and it looks amazing, but maybe we can gather some feedback, like especially that we have Juan here, and no distractions. I'll pass it to Juan.
My intention is to start working today very early because the weekend I disconnected and I have a lot of things to do. And I want to thank Sep for helping in the price quantification this round. This is a very important task that sometimes is undervalued.
Yeah, I think you can go now, Ivy.
Yeah, you can go now.
Okay, so intentions, right? Yeah, my intentions are to discuss all these things in our agenda. I mean, I want to know your feedback on the proposal that I made for the transparency audit. And and there are things that I need help from Zep. So I want to talk about that too. So yeah, and I don't have any distraction at the moment.
Awesome. I think I can share my screen and we start with the agenda. Okay, or like today call we are going to go through the new Commons Stack logo video. I just watched it and I think you need help editing and add it on the videos, right? Then
yeah, there's actually.
no, go ahead.
Should we go through each bullet now?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So,
Then yeah, you can do it, Ivy.
okay, so for the first bullet, this is actually for the common stack videos. So we just have Griff joined us. So yeah, Griff showed us this new logo video for the common stack, and we're thinking if he would need to put this logo video in as an introduction to all our common stack videos. So I don't have the resources to edit, so we might ask for your help, Zep. So before this call, I was talking to Tamara, and she said that maybe we can try doing it on one video first, and then let's see how it will look like, and then we can decide later if we would do it for the future calls, for the future videos, and should we also put this logo video in the previous videos that we have uploaded and re-upload them. So so I think you can access the link to the logo video, and are you able to download it?
Yes, I can download it, and I think we can do two things here. I can actually help you, and I mean, if we have to do a lot of videos, it's better if we both do it, and also you have a new skill. And I can I use Premiere, which is a pretty complete program, and yeah, I think that's a good program actually. And edit is it's not that. I mean, we can do it. And if you don't have time, I can do it myself as well.
Oh no, yeah, definitely I can help you with that. I just need you to tell me which software I have to download.
Okay. Yeah,
And
we can work on that. Okay. So we should schedule a call, or I mean that's not transparency related, so maybe we don't create an issue, right?
Tam already created an issue for that, but it was assigned to me and it's under the common stack
Okay.
workspace.
Okay.
So I'm
maybe,
coordinating with you, but yeah, I can also assign you with that, so we can work on that together
okay.
if
Awesome.
you don't mind.
Yeah. Of course. I'm glad to help. Of course.
Okay. So yeah, but I don't know if you can download. I think you have access to the Common Stack YouTube channel, right?
No, I don't.
I
But I already download the
because I
video.
think we have to.
I have the
We
video
can
in here.
you can download the video.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I already have it.
And I mean the video from Common Stack YouTube channel because
Ah.
they had
Yeah.
this sprint
Yeah.
review call last Friday, and that's the video that you would want to try first to edit this video, download it from the YouTube channel, and add this logo video as an introduction. Will that be possible?
Yeah. For sure. I can download it with I mean, all the videos from YouTube can be downloaded. I don't need access to do that, and I can
Okay.
just download and send it to you. It's no problem.
I think there might also be a way to do it manually through YouTube where it's like, here's this intro video, add it to every video or something, but maybe I'm dreaming. But I feel like that might be
there is a tool
an option.
There is a tool in YouTube. I can actually
Okay, I'm gonna go back muted, so I may not respond. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Yeah. There is a YouTube tool. We can check it. Maybe we check it later because it's going to take some time. But definitely,
Yes.
definitely we can work on that. We can do it.
Yeah. So let's just maybe we can schedule another one session where you can teach me how to do it. So we can work on it together.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Of course.
All right.
Okay. For our second point, we go on the transparency audit proposal that Ivy draft is, which is amazing. It's going a bit slow. Okay.
By the way, Zep.
Yeah, tell me.
I remember you sent me something on Telegram about what what Livia told you, that we can, before we post this proposal in the forum,
exactly.
It's better to get the feedback first from experts and those who will benefit from it. So maybe this is the best what do you call this time to do it.
Yeah. I think there is a forum post called let me check. Advice process. Yeah, I think that's the name. Advice process, and you just put. I don't want to open Telegram since I'm recording, but maybe it's on the other screen. Okay, I found it. That's this forum post, and we can post the draft we have, and then we receive feedback from the community. But I think would be we could use our time wisely here, and since we have Juan and Griff, we can do a fast read, and maybe they can give us some feedback. So maybe I read that first paragraph, and then we go through each point, and maybe if there is something we can add, or so. Transparency audit proposal as a tech is a value-driven community. We believe that transparency. By the way, do you guys have access to this document? I see 3 people. I'm going to share it on the transparency on the transparency group, just in case missing. Okay. As a tech is a value-driven community, we believe that transparency plays an important role in exercising integrity in our community. Transparency Working Group has been documenting the calls, meetings, and making sure that the project updates are available to the community members and the general public through YouTube videos. However, we feel that we can go beyond the videos to promote and reinforce transparency and integrity in our community. So the idea of transparency audit was brought up in one of our weekly calls. Your vote and feedback on our proposal to conduct transparency audits among the tech working group are much appreciated. So our goal of the audit is not to impose transparency across the working groups, but provide guidance on how all of us can be transparent with our actions and decisions. While this will not be mandatory, we strongly encourage the participation of all working groups. Like our first idea was like creating like a rating where people, for example, there is for example, Gravity working group can have green transparency, yellow transparency, or red transparency. And for example, you could, if you have yellow transparency, you could ask help from us, like what am I missing on the documentation, and then we provide guidance, but we do not impose like you have to be green. It's up to you, and then it's going to be like shown somewhere. Like we have we actually are going to use the forum post that Livy created for the tools. That is the from each working group. I was talking to Livy and she says that that's a great idea here, and we can use this, and we have all the documentation in here.
So yeah, I want to know what others think of about it. That it's not mandatory, but it's because we don't want to be imposing. So if everyone agrees or that it's not gonna be a requirement for all working groups, and then what do you think, guys?
I think that with this idea, we have the same obstacle in Gravity. That is that we don't want to impose anything, but we want to create certain type of rules for people to follow. So I think that a good idea would be to have 3 principles, as Livy is doing it so in SoftGov, where you have what is forbidden, what is required, and what is permitted. So in that way, you can like add that to the transparency or to the terms and conditions, and everyone will be able to know, yes, what is the process for this. The only thing that I kind of like have a problem, and I also have it in Gravity, is to have a criteria, because even though if we have a group, the group of the criteria would be the criteria of the group. So I am trying to have like neutral rules where what measures is not like a criteria, but behavior that has repeated once or twice. So maybe instead of having like people saying what is going to happen, it would be better to have all very good, well written, and with of the clear process that we have to follow, I think.
That's an incredible feedback, Juan. Especially the integrated, forbidden, permitted, and required. That's great. And what we were thinking is like make it as less subjective as possible. Like for example, like we were following. I don't know if I find but we were following for example, a checklist, and on the checklist, for example, we are going to have like roadmap, if it's required, financial statements, manifesto, and like the basic documentation. We're going to have a checklist for all the team, all the working groups, and we are going to set a criteria to do it the same for each working group. Not like this working group one criteria and the other working group another criteria. We should use like the same criteria for everyone. And for example, the idea was if a working group reach all the points on the checklist, then it's green. And for example, if there is 1 or 2 missing, then it's yellow. And if there is more than 3 missing, then it's red. Something like that. I mean, we're still drafting it. It's just an idea.
Okay, I understand. Then I find it super interesting. And what I think is that we have to spend some time like doing that criteria. But I like the way you are putting it.
Yeah, let me just add to what Zep said. Because the idea here is like for this audit, like what he said, we want to make it less subjective. So we would be like we will be asking for proof or documentations that will prove that, or that will show the transparency is being practiced in the working group. Like for example, those documentations. We would be looking for documentations that would support your claims, like that you're being transparent. Like for example, do you have this like the roadmap? Do you have this funding or the payment? The budget, those kind of things. So yeah, we will have this checklist, and yeah, like what he said, the criteria will not be different for each working group. So as much as possible, we want to make it more general. But of course, we would consult. We will be consulting with the stewards and the working groups if this criteria will be applicable to all.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I love it, guys. I think you're on the right track. I would say I don't know necessarily if the permitted like what do you call that? What's required, what is against the rules or something. I mean, actually, I guess a little bit, but a lot of things that are like permitted are just whatever's on the criteria. I feel like the criteria is the most important piece. And once you guys have that nailed down, it'll probably take a couple iterations, to get it right, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. The thing, I think the criteria that Juan was talking about, required and forbidden, I think it was more for like some working groups like have to require some item that, I mean, manifesto have to be required, but I was thinking in that way, like there are some documentation that we must have, and there is some documentation that we maybe don't need it, but it's good to have, like to make it green, for example. But I was thinking that way, like some specific documentation, it's really needed to be transparent. Otherwise, people could, I mean, if people hide important information, that's not good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's going to be, I think this is going to be very closely attached to accountability, because, relatively soon, hopefully, we will actually launch, and all these working groups will be requesting funds from conviction voting. And so this transparency working group will be a way to like understand kind of like an easy score that's like, oh yeah, see, they got a green in transparency, that's a good sign, or oh, these guys got a red in transparency, we probably shouldn't like vote for their funding again.
Oh, that's true. That's awesome. That's true. And at the same time, people should like Abby was saying, we are willing to help people to get green. Like if someone have some, like, I see it, for example, on Sam. Sometimes he's so focused on the work that he's not focusing on other stuff. And I could say, hey, Sam, maybe you want I help you a bit on that, and then we start to group together and make it green or yellow or whatever we want to go ahead.
Absolutely.
And I think this also complements on having all different multiple mutual mechanism systems. This is another mutual mechanism system, and I think it complements really good Gravity and SoftGov, and it's like in the same scope that we are having that we are addressing the other group. So I think it's very good. Yes.
Thank you, Juan. Okay, I share screen again, and we move on the second point of the draft. Okay, why is it important? The transparency audit will serve as a tool for mutual monitoring, exercising accountability, and community engagement. Well, we were talking a bit of that right now. There is something we're missing, or okay, yeah, I think that's good. The next point is, what's the desired outcome? A report that measures the transparency level of each working group through a set of criteria. From this report, the working group will be able to identify the areas where transparency needs to improve. Yeah, that's
yeah, and like, I would think you'd want to add something along the lines of, and we will support them in that effort, right? Like, because I think that's one of the coolest things that you can bring into it. It's not, you're not just trying to tell people what to do. You're also saying, hey, we want to help you.
Yeah, exactly. So we will support working groups okay. So how will the community benefit from it? This will give them a better insight, guidance on being transparent with the actions and decisions made. The documents and information will be accurate and available to all community members, and this will increase trust between the community members. I think we could also add increased trust between community members and the mutual monitoring.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, now that I think about it, you guys really are doubling up on the monitoring Eleanor Ostrom side. Like, Transparency Working Group really is the force of monitoring that with Gravity's sheet, right?
Yeah.
The report sheet. That's where we hit monitoring.
That's awesome. Okay, the next is, what's the proposed process? The detailed process is to be finalized yet after we gather the votes and feedback. But here's the general process that we are proposing. The Transparency Working Group will create a set of criteria checklist for the audit. These criteria will be reviewed by experts and working groups representatives. The audit will be done via questionnaire forms so the participants can complete it at their convenient time. The Transparency Working Group will check the completed audit questionnaire every 3 months and provide feedback on transparency level of the participating group. Having said that, the working groups are welcome to request transparency checks anytime. So the idea on for example, this third point is like, we are going to review the documentations of each and updating every 3 months And maybe, for example, we can just split working groups. For example, this month we do legal, this month we do gravity, this month we do so it's not like every 3 months we check all of them, because it would be a lot of work. It's better just to get them split. But at the same time, for example, let's say gravity is yellow and you want to get green. You could request like maybe I want to work on that, and we work on that for sure. Like, you don't need to wait 3 months.
Okay, so just to clarify, Zeb, you mean we will not do it every 3 months, but how we're going to do it is like for every month there will be a working group that will be audited.
Yeah, but
We're gonna schedule.
Yeah, we should organize somehow to have not all the work on the same month. Let's say, like, it's better to have it splitted, so we have it's not like we are doing nothing and then 3 months. Oh no, there is a lot of work to do. It's better to have it like split it somehow. But we should organize that. So right now we are drafting, so if the community wants it or not. So when we have the approval of the community, they want it, then we start to work on that. And any blockers we might have, I cannot think any blocker, but I was thinking on that, but I don't find any. If the community doesn't want to, but if they don't want to, then we don't do it. But I cannot think any other blocker. Maybe we can. If someone has something to share here.
I don't know if it's a blocker, but there's a lot of working groups. If it takes a month to do an audit, then it'll take 8 months to do just the working groups that we have now. And I would expect there will be more working groups after we launch. So you might want to make the audit shorter. Like maybe you do one a month or 2 or 3 a month, but they each last, just 2 days or 3 days.
Yeah. What I was thinking is like not to have them all together. If we have, let's say, 20 working groups and we have to do it every 3 months, then we split like 1 month. We do one in, I don't know the English word, but we do 33% of the working groups month 1. We do 33 of the working groups month 2. We do 33 like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, maybe I didn't explain well.
What about the other idea that I have, Zeb? What about let's have a fixed we do it every 3 months, but we will split the working groups among the week. So, for example, the first week we will assign 3 working groups. We will audit 3 working groups, and then the second week we'll audit. There are 2 of us anyway, and I'm sure that there will be other members who would be joining us and helping us with the audit. So I don't think it would be a very big task for us. If there be a lot of working groups, what we can just split them. We will we will have the audit in June. So for the first week, let's assign the 3 working groups, and then the second week there will be other 3 working groups. So like that.
I didn't understood like the whole picture. Can you explain it again?
Okay, so it's like instead of because my idea is like to do it like every 3 months or like quarterly. It's like gonna be a quarterly audit, so we don't have to wait we don't have to, because if we do it like in every month, there will be only 2 working groups assigned. So it's like we will do the audit for the working group like only once or twice a year. But it would be great to do it more often, like a quarterly audit, so every 3 months. So if you're worried that we would not be able to finish all working groups in 1 month because there are many working groups, we can split them in the weeks. It doesn't have to happen in just one day or in 1 week. Like for the whole month, we have 3 weeks in a month, 4 weeks in a month. So we can audit different working groups. for those 4 weeks. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's how we want to do it. But let's say, like, we don't. I mean, if there is, like I was saying before, like if we do 33% of the working group each month, it's like more. My point is like to assure like we have the more time possible. Like let's say we split like the time for each working group at the same. I mean, maybe we find like some working groups are harder than others, but we will find it meanwhile doing it. But at first, I'd like to split the same time for each working group. So it's not like we are going to spend more time on one working group or other from the before. Maybe in the future we see like these working groups in more time because have more documentation, have more stuff going on. That's something that happens. Like there's some companies that the accounts, I don't know the English word, but they have more movements. So you need to put more time than the others. But the idea is like, since we are coming from outside right now, we are going to check documentations and set a time, the same time for each working group. What do you think?
I want to share an insight I just have right now, and is that I think that with these audits we can prevent a lot of conflicts, and I think this is amazing because I was reading that there was this conflict in Aragon related to transparency, and that some core members resigned because of this problem. And I think that maybe if we can have this transparency, like audit, transparency would not simply be taken for granted, but we would have this criteria. So I think this is a very big idea. And what I wanted to suggest is that I don't know if we could have a transparency follow-up for the proposals. Because what you said, I think it was amazing that maybe we fund one proposal one time, and if we can have these transparency audits, we can know if it would be good to keep funding this proposal or to stop that funding for any reason. And it would be also good to have these criteria for group or for every proposal, so that if there is a transparency in one working group, that doesn't affect the work in other working groups.
Exactly. The main goal is like, yeah, to be transparent, and as you say before, like if one working group is not being transparent, but maybe he's showing results, maybe the community want to fund it, but it's up to the community, and our goal is just to make, like, we provide guidance to be transparent and help the whole community to like the main goal. I see it like if someone wants, for example, and it also can help new members. Let's say someone's new to the community and want to start to work in Gravity. So we will have all the documentation needed on the Gravity side, and it's a good place also to onboard people. And it helps in both sides. I think it helps in onboarding and on monitoring.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, but I just wanna get the feedback from Griff and Juan, if about the frequency of the audit. What do you think is the most feasible way to perform this audit? Because it's kind of.
I don't think there's a wrong way. Like I think it's gonna end up always with, having probably a one-on-one call with the steward, explain them what you're looking for, ask them to achieve it, and then hold them accountable, set another call with them, see what they have, see what they need help with, and then the audit's done. but I don't think that there's a wrong way to do it. And I don't think you can pick the perfect way right now. You just have to pick something and start, and then once you've done all the audits, then you'll know the right way to do it for the next round.
Okay, thanks. So we'll just figure it out once we started doing it. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's good to have a plan to start. Just don't be attached to it like it's the right plan, because once you do a few, you'll be like, oh my God, well, you'd had no idea that it would take this long to do that, and this would be so easy. Oh, okay, and then you'll reassess. And who knows, maybe you'll find that it's easier to do all the audits in 1 month because you have some kind of group classes, or you find some interesting strategy for, doing something you didn't think it would work out that way. So I really think that once you've done, half the audits, then you'll have a pretty good idea. And then once you finish the audits, you'll have the perfect plan.
Okay, thanks, Griff. So but when do you think we should target this audit? Because Zeb and I don't have a clear target date to perform the audit. I mean, Zeb, what do you think?
I like the thing we discussed at the beginning, every 3 months, for example. I think that's a good date. So it would be 4 times a year. Every 3 months we check all the.
No, I mean, when do we want to perform the first audit? When do we aim to do that?
As soon as possible. I mean, our first step is to get the feedback from the community if they want or they're not, and then we start. I think as soon as possible is the better. So the sooner we start, the faster. When you start to work is when you get in that snowball, and if you're working, then you are learning, and then for me it's ISAP. But we have to follow ISAP, but following the right system we're having. Our first step is having the community feedback, and if they want to do it or not, and if they want, then we start as soon as possible. What do you think, Ivy, by the way?
Okay, got it. Yeah, it's okay. I don't have any objection to that. I just need to put it in the proposal so we have a clear we're in the same page when we are targeting this.
Awesome. I think Juan wanted to say something.
Yeah, that a minimum viable proposal is the way that I have been working in Gravity, and I think it has gone well. And I think it would be really great if for the hatch, maybe for the first days, or maybe it's possible before the hatch, we can have this first audit, so we can at the hatch say, okay, and these are the changes, and this is what comes with the hatch, and now we are having this stand. Maybe that would be a good time, and it's 2 months. So it's 1 month and a half. I don't know if it would be too hurry, or if maybe we can start this, and in the first month of the hatch, then release the transparency report or something.
Yeah, I think our first. I think we could also start with tech, since Sam is working on all the documentation and he have very nice feedback, and we could start with them and see all the points we have, and then we start to draft the checklist, and then we start to move on the other working groups, and I think we could, for example, do together 2 or 3 let's say we do together, or everyone who wants to join, tech, legal, and gravity. And then when we have more or less the same criteria, then we move. And I do comms and you do soft code, and keep moving. Something like this.
Yes, maybe like start with one or two groups and then like go with the others. It would be like a good. I agree with what Griff said, that there is no one correct way to do it, and that what you find reasonable is going to be good, and if it's not, then the community is going to give feedback around it.
Yeah, I love it. Like, I love.
I would suggest starting with SoftGov and Gravity, just because they're the closest to the transparency push, and I think they'll set the best vibes, or like the right tone. I mean, Livia's been doing a lot of transparency work for every working group, so definitely want to start with her. And then I feel like Juan is very well organized as well. So, and you guys are obviously the biggest, I mean, the most like transparency minded of the working groups, I would say. And then from there, it doesn't really matter. But I feel like those are the two working groups that will want to have the most input on how the transparency audit goes. Everyone else will just be like, yeah, just tell me what to do.
Yeah, that's true for sure. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Really good feedback. So yeah, we should. Yeah. We start with SoftGov and Gravity. And I wanted to say something, but I don't remember now.
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm just gonna finalize this, Zap. I mean, incorporate all the comments from Griff and Juan from this meeting, and then what would be the next step? Once I'm done with it, I would send it to you, or
I think we
and
could.
then you would post it in the
the
forum.
I think you can post it, and at the same time, I think what we should do after is, I mean, you write it, so you post it. You get the social acknowledge, or whatever we call. The thing is, I think we post it, and as soon as we get the feedback from the community, we set up a call. I mean, we both have plenty of time now, and we set a call and try to brainstorm of all the points, and then when we have it, we set a call with Livy or Juan. And yeah, as soon as we get the votes, we start to rush. I mean, I really want to do this. So.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so what's our next point of the agenda, or we want to think we have more? Yeah, we have like 15 minutes. I think there is like at least 2 more points in the agenda. Oh yeah, we have the list of the. Okay. I'm sharing screen. Okay, maybe I open them. Our next point on the agenda is like see if we have any volunteer from the last day on the document. Sorry, I a second. We are going to check if there is any volunteer, and if not, then we. I think YGG is doing, like, we set up the. Yeah. Do you wanna attend any? Do you wanna record any call, Ivy?
Yeah, I can try, but I hope you will be online to
Yeah,
say if
we can do that. Yeah.
find any.
And also,
yeah, I'm planning to attend some of the gravity calls and the also the I don't know do you record the code of conduct sessions? Because I feel like I want to join that too. I'm interested in this
I
calls.
didn't. I
Do you
didn't.
record those?
I didn't record those, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
I attended those.
Yeah,
But
but I can.
but actually,
I'm just gonna put my name in the calls that I'm planning to attend to. Then maybe I
okay,
can try recording them.
awesome. Yeah, awesome.
I just have one change in the schedule. The gravity call is after the community call, so it's not 9 a.m. PST. It's noon PST and 3 p.m. EST and 9 p.m. CST.
True.
That's the only.
It's 9 p.m. and can you repeat? You say noon, 12 noon.
I made it in the first cell, so I am just paste.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, awesome. Thank you, Juan. Okay.
I would like to try to take on a call.
Woo,
Maybe
awesome.
maybe we could practice with the garden swarm today. You'll be there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome.
And that way, if it doesn't work, then you'll be my backup, and then from there I can try to be a call recorder,
Awesome.
especially for a lot of these work sessions that I do.
Yeah, awesome. That's so great. Thank you. So okay, okay. I can put my name on the others. Oh, actually, book club, yes. Okay, so okay, that's this week. And our last point of the agenda is the GitHub issues. Did it open?
Hey guys, I have to run. Thank you. And
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Great meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye guys.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Griff.
Okay, that's our last. Close some tabs. Okay, so these are the issues. I mean, we don't have many issues, right?
Sorry, we don't see your screen.
Oh,
Are you trying to share your screen?
Oh, sorry. I was sharing it. Okay, that's our Zen Hub. So, I mean, for me, it's pretty hard to use Zen Hub, but what I have in mind is we have the votes, and as soon as we have the votes, we start to create new issues, right? There's no way we create issues before that.
Yeah, but Tam and I already created an epic for the transparency audit, and we identified, yeah, so that's the epic. So it has the list of issues under it.
Okay.
So yeah, we can just add details to it once we have the vote.
Yeah, we really need the votes. I think we could. I mean, we still have 10 minutes. I think we could post the forum post, or is something better to spend those? Oh, you still wanna review it?
To edit it first. No, I will edit it with the words and the comments and feedback from Juan and Griff.
But could we do that in those 10 minutes we have, and we do it together, or do you want to do it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, we have 10 minutes, and I don't think something else to discuss.
No, I mean just the wordings. Like for example, this 3 principles where I'm thinking where to put this.
Maybe you can share screen. Or maybe I open the doc and I share screen, and yeah, we read it together. Okay, so I mean it's 8 minutes. I don't think we have enough time to. Maybe we can, like, let's say one of us do one part, the other part, and Juan do the other part. Like we split the work in 3, and maybe we can finish it in 8 minutes. Oh, Ivy lost connection. So, Ivy, are you there? Do you hear me, Juan?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I was confused. I don't know if my internet was not here, but because it's going down and up. Well, I think we can. Yeah, in no way we finish that in 8 minutes. So I think we can just finish the call. I think that was a great call with a lot of great feedback, and we have more to work on. Thank you so much, guys.